Hey guys, this is the first video in the pop art portraits project that we're doing. And before we get started in Photoshop, I wanted to go over some color schemes really quickly. So I have a color wheel pulled up. It's also in Echo. You can access it there, and I'll have one on the board too in case you forget. So the first thing that we're going to focus on when you do your first portrait, like our first benchmark, is to make a pop art portrait, pop art inspired portrait using complementary colors. So you can see right now red and green are a little bit bigger to highlight the relationship and how to find them on the color wheel. The colors that are opposite from each other, like these two, for example, on the color wheel are complements. So they can make each other like stand out. If you put them right next to each other, it can create like a visual vibration. And as we learned in the art history portion of this, that pop art used a lot of really bold colors that were eye-catching. And that's one of the easiest ways is to use complementary colors. So red and green, yellow and violet, red, violet, and yellow, green. So anything you can go through the color wheel, and what is directly across from, like you pick one color, I pick orange, directly across is blue. So that would be the complement. You can get a little bit more sophisticated and you can do a near complement. So what I could do is say I wanted to use orange, and then if I used blue green. So it's not a true complement. It's a little less harsh than putting like if it's the same saturation, same value, it's really going to give you that like vibration. So we can experiment as we go. So something to keep in mind, because this is on the rubric, that you have to use at least one complementary color combination. So I'm going to put this away. And like I said, you can use yourself. You can use a celebrity since we're doing pop art. Last year I did David Bowie, and this year I decided to do Kurt Cobain for my example. So first thing we're going to do, have that pulled up in Photoshop. We are going to go to, let me get it pulled up, image and adjustments, and we're going to make it a little bit more contrasty. So I'm going to move the contrast over to the right a bit. You can see what it, like this will kind of dull it down, and this one will make it pop a little bit more. So there's no right or wrong. I can't give you guys a number for this. You kind of have to experiment with the slider and see what works best for your picture, and I can give you suggestions too. And you might need to, I need to take the brightness down a little bit. And then I'm going to click OK. Now we're going to go back to image and adjustments. And this time we're going to go to threshold. And you can see that it made it black and white. So it's just made up of black and white shapes, no values in between. You can use this slider. You want to, like you can see, then his face totally goes away. We don't want that. We want to be able to see like who it is and see some of the features again. This is going to be individual. It depends. It totally depends on your picture and what you're starting with. So I'm going to, let's see, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm going to try about here and click OK. So black and white. No, it might look like it's gray, but really there's no gray. It's only black and white. We're going to go to select and color range. And you can see in here it looks like a negative image. we're going to use this dropper to select the, find a black area, like a pretty solid black area in your image, and then click on it and hit OK. And what that did was it made a selection over all of the black in my image. And so you'll see it looks like it's moving because the marching ants are completely surrounding all of the black. So I'm going to start with, now I'm starting with the black, and I'm going to choose my color right here. So I need to not have it all the way down there because I want to see my colors. So just something to note, that if you make the if the background color is cooler and your foreground, then your the face color, it's gonna make it pop out. So for this part, I kind of want to pick a cool color. You don't have to, but I'm gonna do maybe like I think I'm gonna do like a bluish color. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with a blue. And click OK. When you're picking these, you don't have to pick like the most highly saturated like pure version of the color. A little bit more subdued colors will make for a more sophisticated color scheme and look to this. So once I have my color, I have what color I'm going to use first. All you do is go to Edit and Fill, and make sure that the contents are foreground color if it doesn't already say that, and then click OK. So you can see all the black has now turned to blue. And since we only have two colors, instead, I don't have to go back to select and color range and pick white. I can just select the inverse, and then it's going to make everything go, all the marching ants will go around the white. So like I said, making the face a warmer color than the background will make it stand out a little more, but you can experiment with changing it around. So remember that your complements, so I have like a blue, so I'm gonna want to stay in like oranges, red orange, maybe yellow orange if I wanted to do a near complement. So I might do a red orange for this one. I think I lost my marching ants. Crap. Let's see. No, I got it. It's just because I had clicked off that. Okay, so pick my color, my complementary color. And you can, what's nice about this is you can see them right next to each other before I decide. I kind of like this one. Yeah. So I like the combination of this blue and red orange. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go to Edit and Fill. Make sure that the contents, and I'm filling with the foreground color, and click OK. Get rid of your marching ants by hitting Control D to deselect, or come up here and click deselect. So you can see it's actually really hard to look at. I would probably go back, and that is one. So this is an example of like making like a visual vibration. Maybe you want that. I could go back and say that like that is just too strong for me, and it's like moving, and it's making my eyes hurt a little bit. I can go to select and color range, and if I come out here and click on my orange and click OK, all my marching ants will be back on there again. So I could like, let's see, what if I do like a yellow, more of a yellow orange? Let's see what happens. So I pick that and I go to edit and fill and click OK. So Control D or come up to deselect. So that's a little bit easier to look at, to having making it more of a yellow orange. So this is your first benchmark, is making your portrait, going through these steps, making your portrait to be in the complementary colors or near complementary colors. And then we're going to learn how to size it and put it into a grid. So you're going to have multiple color combinations. So don't get too caught up in this first one, because we are going to be messing with the colors of all the other. You're going to have like 8 other of these tiled together. So you'll have a lot of chances to experiment with harmonious color schemes, more complements. So, and then once you get here, you are ready for the next step.